Okay, so welcome back to part 3 of what is emotional management. So we briefly touched on it in part 2, but part 3 now is what we're going to talk about is identifying when you are having an emotional response. So for progress, that is the very first step. And if you can do that, that's a huge step.
Right.
That's a huge step. So just acknowledging when you're driving and someone cuts in front of you and you get anger, just the acknowledgement, wow, I'm having an emotional response.
Yeah.
I'm having an emotional response. That realization and that space that you've given yourself, that something happened that caused a reaction in you. I'm really like narrowing them down very small. They may happen very quickly, but part of emotional management for me is about slowing down the process, giving space, and actually seeing how we respond in a situation.
Exactly.
So first step is, can we be aware that we're having an emotional response? Second, if we can realize that, can we name the emotion?
Yeah, which is hard.
Yeah, for sure. And I have actually printed lists of different emotions because I realized that my emotional vocabulary was very limited.
Yeah.
But under sad, there could be grieved, there could be like an anguish part of sadness. Like sadness is maybe a more general term, which is a very important emotion, but underneath there might be a lot more. So if you really want to increase your emotional vocabulary, I would recommend going online, finding a list of emotions and printing them off and see if you can, in a situation, sometimes if I'm having a really big emotional experience and I've given myself time, I'll sit with my list of emotions and I'll see if I can tease out or like see which ones really sit for me.
Yeah, that's extremely helpful actually, to limit and see if, sad. Okay, it's so broad.
Yeah.
And then try to figure out more, and then the more you figure out your own emotions, the more that you're like, okay, this is probably what's making it, because then you can work backwards.
Exactly, yeah. So that's exactly the point, is that by doing this, we are allowing ourselves the space to see what really is going on for us.
Yeah.
And in the moment, we may just have the opportunity just to say, okay, I notice I'm angry. And that's fantastic. So just labeling or naming what emotion came up for you. So that's 1, 2, 3. After you've labeled the emotion, see if you can notice what need of yours wasn't met. That I noticed is very helpful in helping our emotions to get to a point where we are more calm. So that's helping to bring us into the parasympathetic nervous system.
Right.
Just by acknowledging my need for safety was not met in that instant. When that person came in front of me, I have a need to feel safe.
Yeah.
I have a need to feel safe. And just me telling myself, wow, I've got that need and that's important to me. My emotion of anger, I automatically becomes less.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And then for me, in that scenario, it would be like safety. I'd be like, okay, I have that covered, but I'd be like, he's in my space, and everybody has a different amount of space maybe that is allowable. So maybe somebody cuts you off and your version of being cut off is completely different maybe than mine. So maybe space. Exactly.
And that's a huge need for people, is to have space. Absolutely. And just being able to acknowledge that was your need, that you needed space, and your need for space was not met in that moment, almost helps you to kind of understand more about yourself. Okay, so that's why I got angry, because my need for space was not met.
Yeah.
And then as resourced adults, we can see what we can do to help meet our own needs, and reach out and ask for help, or reach out to others if that is part of getting that need fulfilled and met.
Exactly.
Mm.